and salutations. This is the voice of Loquacious of Herd, bringing you his afterthoughts on My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Season 5, Episode 11, titled Party Pooped. I heartily suggest you find and watch the episode itself, sans commentary, before proceeding with either this Afterthoughts review or viewing my full reaction, which is hosted at the link in the description. Be warned, this Afterthoughts review will contain spoilers for the episode. With that out of the way, a note before we move on to the review itself. This spoken herd review will be relatively brief, as there was a more extensive written herd segment produced for this episode. That written herd segment is available in Google Drive, under Details, in the Blind Reactions description. Well, this is a step up from the previous offering, and it has some very fun moments. I loved the look at Pinkie Pie's party planning cave, and all that it implies for her character. The yaks left me a bit cold, pun intended, but I did really enjoy Celestia's concerned, relieved, and disappointed expression at the realization that some of her most trusted subjects, and most especially her protégé Twilight Sparkle, are still not keeping the Princess of Day in the loop, so to speak, when potential troubles rear their ugly head. To find out secondhand that Equestria nearly got embroiled in a war, well, that must not be fun. Both because the risk of war is bad, but also because I'm sure Celestia would gladly have offered whatever help and support she could to Twilight's endeavors, if only Twilight weren't still so frightened of failing her mentor that Twilight couldn't bring herself to broach the subject, and instead tried to cover up the thankfully resolved mess. It's an old habit of Twilight's we've seen in play before, as far back as the incident with the Parasprites in Season 1. And it's a habit I suspect she'll eventually need to learn to break. I think part of what kept the yaks from being more enjoyable to me were small, trivial touches. It was relatively clear from the look what general sort of cultures they were intended to be a reference to, or perhaps a parody of. But then the accents, the over-the-top destructiveness, and most of all, the wildly inappropriate names. What sort of Mongol warlord would be named Rutherford? Well, it didn't sit well with me. Rather than make the yaks distinctive, it made them seem like a poorly planned patchwork pastiche. On the other hand, Pinkie's antics served to reinforce a joking theory I had, namely that her fourth wall breaking abilities and various other shenanigans seem almost like something out of White Wolf's mage role-playing game, complete with, as we see here, a gradual build-up of paradox when Pinkie openly breaks the rules of the world, utilizing what in the mage system would be called vulgar magic, which eventually results in reality snapping back to normal, as the would-be magician, in this case Pinkie Pie, tries to force too ridiculous a series of frankly impossible, and openly witnessed, events on the universe by her will alone. Again, this episode doesn't meet my personal bar of excited to rewatch it, and enjoying it more on subsequent viewings, that I use to rate shows and episodes as really good. But 'tis certainly an acceptable episode, just not quite up to the ever-rising standards I've had for this series. Doubtless I've been spoiled by too many really awesome episodes leading up to this one. If you wish to see my full reaction to My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Season 5, Episode 11, titled Party Pooped, the link, as I mentioned earlier, is in the description. Feel free to leave any comments or likes for that reaction here on this Afterthoughts review. In addition, the full text of the original written herd segment for my blind reaction to Party Pooped is available in Google Drive under Details in the video's description. And until next time, as always, kindly remember, y'all are awesome. Stay awesome.